What's going on, Solid Steppers? What's up, Tech the Titans? Y'all, we're getting ready to have a serious conversation this morning. During my coaching, I run into a lot of situations. And I've had my own personal experience. So, a lot of times what I say hits you guys because it's coming from an authentic place. And that's the only way I know how to be. I could have a lot more subscribers if I was flashy, if I was doing the lifestyle marketing, but I feel like we all need to stay grounded and in the real world. I feel like the whole problem with America right now is ain't nobody walking in reality. At some point, we all have to learn how to work together and get along. We can have our differences, which is what makes America great. But at some point, you know, all the good people, regardless who you are, and what you represent need to come together and let's just do the right thing. I'm saying all that to say, let's talk about your business, okay? In your business, there's just a lot of things you're going to learn, and there's nothing wrong with that. You need to welcome the challenges and welcome the opportunity to expand your horizons. When you get into business, a lot of times, particularly the service business, because it's based on our ability to use our hands and our trades and our skills and things that nature to come with a finished product. The part that really trips most people up is really the back end. And so I want to talk about that. I want you to make a decision, like, share, and subscribe. This a banger. Make a commitment to yourself to get your back end in order. And prime example, I have had the experience of buying all these apps, QuickBooks, self-employed, invoice, blah blah blah. Anything is out there. I've purchased it. Have I used it to the max? Absolutely not, because I was too busy running around working in the business to work on the business. So this is when the world gets real murky because you got people who subscribe to hire people so you can get out of the truck and work on the business. If that's your goal to expand and have multiple employees, more power to you because, hey, that's the dream. I'm not knocking it because I've already lived those lives, so I'm very clear about it. Now, if you're the one man show that's just trying to make enough to take care of your family, put a little bit away for retirement, do what you can do, or to get yourself into a position of financial freedom, you got to move a certain way and you got to make sure that back end is right. So, and the people who are going to scale, you got to make sure the back end is right because you can't make proper decisions without the proper reports. And I think a lot of times people get confused. Of course, you should have an accountant, a bookkeeper, things of those nature, but I'm a believer that you need to learn what this is before you hire somebody to do it. And I'm a firm believer in that simply because I've seen the embezzlement. I've seen people swindled. I've seen people make commitments that they're going to do something and nothing happens. And then next thing you know, people have access to all your financial information and you're stuck. And you're dealing with all kind of weird stuff like identity theft. When I tell you it's crazy out here because I don't know what happened to the moral compass in America, but I'm just saying it's hustler on every level. So this is so important why so that you learn these things. You learn basic accounting, basic bookkeeping. You learn how to manage your business financially before you hand this stuff out. Do you have to be perfect? No. But you have to have some idea to know when you're getting got. So let's talk about these things. Let's talk about, you getting the QuickBooks link or the any of the invoice scan links where you can scan your receipts and then balance your documentation. See, at this particular point, AI is so powerful. A lot of this stuff, if you put things in place and systems in place, you can really manage this yourself. I don't advise people to do it when, like, in appliance repair or in any of the trades, to do this initially, simply because when you're small, you can do it. You keep up with the numbers, even if you're just doing Google Sheets or if you're doing it on pen and paper. You got a ledger. As long as you're documenting and tracking, you're going to be fine. The problem is we get out in the field, we grind, and we're completely exhausted. Like, I watch guys, they wait till Sunday or the weekend to do all that paperwork. They're working with warranty companies or, other vendors that pay them. And then they wonder why their pay is jacked up or why they don't get paid on time. Well, you don't keep up with the paperwork to understand. to really understand when you're getting paid. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was talking about why would people do business with net 30 vendors when you can't run a business that way. You need your money every week, but it's kind of like being having a job. So you got to understand there are many schools of thought, but you got to decide where you want to be. I believe in running a stress-free business. Is it non-stressful at all times? Absolutely not. But I was willing to pay a price though. See, I move a little different. Like, I put myself in position where, okay, I got to manage this, and I got to take full responsibility, and I got to take it right in the chest and keep it moving if stuff go left. But I'm one of those people that I am a firm believer that if you put systems in place, you will always win. And if you stay on top of the systems. See, what I see a lot of people do is they put a few systems in place and then get mad when the systems don't work anymore. Well, you were never managing the systems were managing you. And that's a different video. So let's talk about it. Make a commitment to scan all your receipts. And don't wait till the end of the week. Like, prime example, I was just at Love's truck stop, got some gas, and I requested the receipt, came out jacked up, and I threw it in the trash, and I started to get in the car and just go. And I was like, no. Take your round brown butt inside the store and get a copy of the receipt. Then when you get in the vehicle, open up your QuickBooks and just snap the receipt and be done. That way, if the receipt come up missing, you're still good. And I made myself do it. It took me 1 minute, literally, to go grab it out of the store, and then maybe another minute to log in, scan, and be done. And this is just about habits. You got to do habits like this every day. Then you got to figure out when you're going to reconcile your documentation. A lot of people wait till the end of the month. I like to do mine daily because I have it as part of my routine. I get up in the morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock, knock out the gym. From the gym, I come home, I process my day. I start on the most challenging tasks, get those knocked out. And then the other things I need to do to expand my brand, expand my business, and expand my mind. And like, prime example, I'm on the road now. And when I'm driving, I always have a full list of what I'm watching. Like right now, I'm watching a lot of contract law, simply because I need to get my brain to understand wording and contracts so that I'm good. See, my goal in life is not to get in a situation and get prepared, to already see and read the tea leaves so I can move accordingly. And you got to understand, most people find themselves in situations because they don't understand the fine print. I'm one of those people that I understand that if people want to hide something from you, they put it in writing or put it in a book. And when I tell you that is a whole situation, and it's true, don't matter who you are. Most people just sign, they just click, and they just go. I have friends who read, like, take the credit card, how they send that stuff to you, and they read it. I'll be looking at it like, look, I want to be like you when I grow up. Because everything is a contract, and when you understand that, you move accordingly. I hear people complain about their credit. If they really understood law and FCRA, consumer law, a lot of the issues you're having, you could eliminate. But most people are not willing to go through the process to take the time. And this is what I'm talking about. You have to get your back end in order. You got to be familiar with managing your money, because you struggle on the personal, you're going to struggle on the business. And one of the biggest issues you run into in business is cash flow, having enough working capital to run the business the proper way. And then you have to be a good steward of it. All this goes back to documentation. Scan your receipts, reconcile your stuff. If you got to learn how to do this, put it in your schedule. Just like I put my workout in the schedule. My time is not going to be spent on frivolous BS. And that's what people don't understand. This is the time for you to not only get it in order, but put systems in place to maintain it. And then you can springboard into other opportunities because you have a solid foundation. Most people are intimidated with documentation. They're intimidated with paperwork. And this is why they get taken advantage of. I see people pay people to do stuff they could do, and then they get mad when the stuff is not done to their liking. Well, guess what? You first of all, you thought it was easy because this person said they could do it. You don't understand that person is telling you and how many other people, and they just collecting that initial $500,000, $200. As long as they stringing you along, you paying all their bills and they ain't doing nothing. They stunting on the ground. And it's unfortunate, but people follow it all the time. But you got to look at, you need to understand. Number one, if it's too good to be true, it is. Number two, if they don't have proof of concept or proof and receipts, real receipts that you can track and check, don't deal with them. I'm trying to tell you. See, people don't get uncomfortable, Ms. Ward, because I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I'm not built like that, because at the end of the day, the truth will set you free. And a lot of people have been coddled in situations to their detriment. I look at it every day. You know, they talk about people don't want to work, people don't want to do this. Well, the reality is a lot of them wasn't raised to do that, including the grown folks that's talking about the young folks. I mean, they quick to say how lazy these young people are, but they don't realize that they ain't too far from that. People do what they are exposed to. And when you give people opportunity to thrive and see the best in themselves and have hope and opportunity, guess what? The world's a better place. Stop being a hater. That's all I can say. And lead by example. Prime example, you look at my apprentice. You see him in some of my videos. Very mannerable, great guy, young man, got his own businesses, even got like 250,000 TikTok followers. You know what I'm saying? That's the dude. And that's his, but he has never had a regular job because he's always had a business. He was born to be an entrepreneur, you know, and I knew that when I met this kid, that he had everything to be a great apprentice for me and understudy, because his moral character was ingrained in him and his DNA. See, that you can't train. And that's why when you're hiring people, first of all, you need to hire people who have character and integrity, and then you need to have it yourself. Because I watch people who get the good guys and then dog them out, and girls. So it's ridiculous. But anyway, let me get back on the topic. Y'all done got me in my feelings right now. I get really upset when I feel like people are taking advantage of. And then the thing about it is, you can talk to those people all day long, but because of their self-esteem or what they've been exposed to in life, they gonna stay in those situations, you know. That's why you have to let go and let God, I'm telling you. But getting back to your back end. So let's balance the books. And I know everybody's intimidated. And I mean, with the taxes, same thing, intimidated. At this point in your business, you should be looking at tax structures. How do I purchase my equipment? How do I purchase the vehicles my company use? What tax saving strategies can I use? And I mean, let me tell you something. When you're in business, everything you need to see, what is deductible and how much is deductible. That's where we all need to be. It's not hard. If you go read the tax statutes, they're like third, fourth, fifth grade English. And they're really laid out, and they make it really easy. They have a whole small business section on the IRS website that you can read. And then there's several books that tell you like 1,001 deductions, 475. But the point is, are you going to make those kind of commitments so that you're in a financially secure position? You know, you hear people like I said something about the this year, at the beginning of the year, SBA removed all the fees for 7A. Most people don't even know what 7A is. Look it up and read it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that, because when I watch videos and I absorb information, free information on YouTube, I will pause that video, in fact, pause and look it up and really read what it is. Take a moment. This video is not going anywhere, people. Take some time to invest in yourself and your business, because do you understand your business is a reflection of you? How you do business, how you go to business. It is always a reflection of you. And if you think less of yourself, guess what's going to happen in your business? So let's get our back ends together. And when I say back end, let's get the financials in order. All right? Let's get the tax structures in order. And let's talk about, the way you're dealing with your customers. Like, it's a whole situation. Some people don't have that soft touch, and they don't know how to code switch and answer the phone a certain way. Go ahead and break down and get that CSR. But then don't get the CSR and get mad when they don't handle it properly because you haven't coached or trained them. You're going to have to basically lose money and slow down to train employees and train people to assist you. And you might have to go through several people. See, most people can't handle that. Because people would tell you they know something and understand something, then you turn around and they doing the same stuff you asked them not to do. Welcome to America. At the end of the day, you got to really decide, do you want to be a business owner or do you want to own a job? You got to realize, and even if you own a job, you need to understand that's limited too. You got to figure out what you want to do. And I think a lot of times we get into it, like I look at my business. I got into this and it has grown exponentially and all this good stuff. But with that growth came a lot of challenges, personal development. And so that's why I balance. Like, people look at me and ask me and they wonder, they don't even understand how I run my business. Well, guess what? That's not your business. Like I said, I got mine, you got yours. But I sit here and I help people because I have been there. And I know the struggle is real, that it's an everyday thing. I'm never going to blueprint my business behind anyone else's simply because my nuances are different. Like, unfortunately, a lot of people I talk to, their standards are so low, they really don't care about the customer. They say they do. What they care about is what is going on up here with this 18 weather, man. Wake up, bro. See, this will be, y'all, we got to get past this one because he's sleeping or something at the wheel. We got to slide right on past this. Please be safe. Whenever I see those back ends of those trucks swerving left and right, I know those guys or girls is under duress. America can't do nothing without the truckers. I definitely ain't hating on them. But like I said, y'all really gotta take a moment. You gotta take a moment. Just take a moment. Pause the video. Anything I said you want to go check, please go check. Please fact check what I'm saying. But find you some programs, and there's so many programs that are free online that will teach you how to balance your ledger and things of that nature. Don't feel guilty because you didn't learn this or you didn't do good in school. Remember, the people who run companies that's making millions of dollars are like C and D students because they just rinse and repeat. No questions asked. It's working. I'm making money. I don't know how I made $4 million, but I just, do. I knocked doors. I did this. I did that. A lot of us out here overcomplicating life and trying to make it make sense when what you need to do is get down here and hit the road. You feel me? Boots on the ground and figure it out. And that way, when things show up, you're not ignorant. You are prepared for anything that comes because you already put your reps in. That's something that I see people that just really don't want to do. They don't want to put their reps in. I never forget my nephew, who has a hot shop business, asked me, when do I get to enjoy the benefits? I looked at him, I'm like, never. Like, what do you mean? When are you going to grow to a level where you mature as a business owner and invest for your future and invest for those moments you want to enjoy? Like, it ain't rocket science. You just need to put some stuff away and never touch it. We all know how hard that is, And if you know people who do it easily, I suggest you hang around them and get some tips. Because it's just like these several books you always hear me quote. Profit First. He talks about those 5 accounts. You need to download the book, and you probably can listen to the book for free for y'all free 99ers. Y'all know how much I love y'all. I can't stand that. At some point, you got to spend some money on yourself and your business. Because what people pay for, they pay attention to. But you got Profit First. that walks you through setting up the accounts. You got the E-Myth, what walks you through getting out of the wrong seat in the business so you can understand what you are. Are you an operator? Are you a manager? Are you a technician? Like, and then hire people in the other places or apps or I mean, in this day and age, it really ain't that hard. You just got to program AI to do what you want it to do. But like I said, a lot of people are intimidated by that. So at some point, you got to invest in your back end and the structure of your business so you can actually breathe. Because a lot of the issues that people run into is because they have gotten in a situation, now they got to fight their way out. And they only got in this situation because they didn't have certain things in place so that they can move accordingly. So with that said, Ms. Ward is signing off. I just wanted to talk to you guys this morning about the back end and just the importance of it. It came across my mind because of what happened with me at the gas station in the receipt. And I said, you know what? Would I have had that struggle if somebody was telling me, don't play with that paper, keep that paperwork in order, because the taxes is the taxes. And the structure of your business, you can't get loans, you can't get support, financial support and working capital if you can't dot these I's and cross these T's. Your time gonna pass anyway, people. Level your game up and stay relevant, stay focused on purpose, and never give up. Miss Ward is signing off. Solid steppers, keep stepping. Like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you. Have a phenomenal day.